Let's bring in Mollie Hemingway now. She's a Fox News contributor and editor-in-chief at The Federalist. Mollie, it seems like we're reaching some kind of a critical mass here now where the border crisis has infected the East Coast. It seems undeniable now in Democratic strongholds, even like New York City, that it is happening.
Yeah, well, when you look at the 6 million illegal border crossings or illegal immigrants that we have in the country since the Biden administration took over, we think a lot about how the cartels have engaged in human trafficking, all the human rights violations that go with that. We think about the fentanyl that has crossed the border, leading to 100,000 deaths recently of Americans. But we also, now you're seeing New York City deal with what a lot of cities and small towns throughout the country have been dealing with because of our lack of control over the border. When you have this flood of immigrants, of illegal immigrants, and also the drugs and other problems that come with it, it can cause a lot of administration problems. New York City's
what we're seeing, I suppose.
New York City's mayor, was speaking a really big game when the Trump administration was trying to control the border, talking about how New York City would always welcome everyone, whether they're asylum seekers or otherwise illegal immigrants. And now he's actually having to deal with the problem, and it's clearly not going very well.
Do you think there is still a chance that he can sort of get a hold of the situation, start managing this in a way that is sustainable for the city, or this is all the feud with the mayor, with the governor, this is all sort of like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic?
I think this will continue to be a very big problem, which is why so many people are concerned about it. I mean, it's really a bipartisan problem, too, going back decades, the failure to control the border. It's something, you talk about this border wall that's there left unconstructed. And you remember how during the Trump administration, he was asking for, what, $5 billion. And even Republican senators were fighting him on that. And you think about that relative to the $100 billion plus that has gone to Ukraine. The Biden administration says, our plan is working on controlling the border. And in a sense, they're right. Their plan was always to open up the border. Their plan was always to not have construction of a border wall, to bring in just millions of illegal border crossers and not do anything about it. So their plan is working. The problem for Americans is that the plan is not what a lot of Americans want.
Take a listen to Senator Kyrsten Sinema. I'm skipping ahead in our call for list here. She laid blame, it's a full screen, excuse me, she laid blame specifically at the feet of Democratic leaders who, she says, sent $100 million in federal border funds to New York versus just $24 million to her state. Then in an interview this week, she singled out Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, claiming the reason for the discrepancy is, quote, fairly obvious. I don't know if you noticed, but the announcement about that $104 million came out first in a joint press release from Schumer and Jeffries, not from the White House or FEMA. She called the decision deeply, deeply wrong.
Right. So Kyrsten Sinema is running for re-election in Arizona, and she's trying to appeal to people other than the Democrat Party that she was once in. But the fact is that she voted for everything that these people did, including she voted to confirm Mayorkas. Everyone knew this was the plan. Biden was actually pretty clear about what his plan was for the border when he ran for office. It's why you saw a flood of border crossings even before he was inaugurated. And people do pay attention to what the border policy of a president is. You saw that during the Trump administration. You also see that during the Biden administration. So for her to sort of feign confusion about what's going on, financing some of this, what's happening in New York, and not dealing with the border problems in Arizona, I think is a bit too cute by half, given that everyone was pretty honest that they wanted to have an open border, and they have worked steadfastly to ensure that beginning on day one. Biden talked about how his first objective when he took office, his day one, was to take away some of those executive orders from the previous administration to ensure that he would be able to uphold what he claimed he wanted to do of having this of taking away the Trump administration border policies that he ran against.
All right, well, we got to leave it there. Thanks for joining us, as always.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mollie.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.